Hey, party people. All right, we're going to go over our core math packet today and talk some more about fractions, or talk a little bit about fractions. A lot of you have probably already reached fractions in your groups, so you should be pretty fluid on a lot of this, so I'm going to breeze through it kind of fast. And if you need more help in tomorrow's lesson, there will be information about where to find more information about fractions. So you should be in your core math packet. I'm going to show it on the screen as well. Let me pull this up. If you don't have it, you can use this time right now to grab it. So make sure you have it out. We're going to go over the definitions first. So here is the packet right here. And without the vocabulary. So my first word is numerator, the top number of a fraction. So if I have a fraction like this, my very top number, the number 1, is going to be called the numerator. Now, when I'm adding fractions, I always add the numerator. I do not add the bottom number. I only add the top number. So this is called the numerator. It's called what? The numerator. Okay. Then I have the bottom number, and this is the denominator. The what class? Get ready? The denominator. Yes. This is how many units are in a number. And again, we do not add this number. And then I have a fraction bar right in the middle. And the fraction bar is the line that divides the numerator and the denominator. This lets you know that it is a fraction. Fractions can also be written like this. Actually, sometimes people write them like this, but that usually is in reference to a measurement, not a fraction. So I would like for you to keep your fractions like this, okay? All right, straight up and down. All right, let's move on. So a half is divided into 2 equal parts. Okay, it's half divided into 2 equal parts. That means that if I have 1/2, I need 2 halves to make a whole. And then a whole. So the entire part of a unit. So if I have a circle, that is a whole. If I divide it in half, now it has 2 halves, right? Because 2 halves always make a whole. You need to know that for your test. 2 halves make a whole. And it gives you a hint right here. The number down here, whatever this number is, that's how many you need to make a whole. So for this one, I need 2. If I had 1/4, that would mean I would need 4 1/4 to make a whole, okay? Whatever the bottom number right down here is tells you how many you need to make a whole. All right, now I have ordinal numbers, and that sounds a lot more trickier than what it is. It's just first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, hundredth, whatever. Okay, it's just the way you say something if you were in a race. Someone would be first place, someone would be second place, third place, fourth place, fifth place, sixth place. The ordinal numbers are just a showing position in order of a group. And an equal means it's exact same as something else. And then a set is another word for a group. If I had a set of 3, I would have a group of 3. All right, so let's move on to the remainder of our packet. Uh-oh. Give me one moment. Okay, so we should be on this page. This is going to tell us shade the parts of shapes. So they have their shapes given for you, and we just need to go through and shade however many parts they have given us. So I'm going to get my drawing thing, got it, and we're going to shade the parts. So see, here is the circle, right? The circle has 2 parts. It has 1 whole, but it's put into 2 parts. And I know it has 2 because my bottom number down here is 2, right? So I have 1, 2 parts. And it's same for me to shade just the top portion, or the bottom portion. Doesn't matter really if I shade the top or bottom, but I only can shade 1 portion. That is the main part here, okay? I'm only shading in 1 portion. So I'm gonna quickly, whoops, I got a little sloppy, but I'm gonna shade in just 1 portion, right? So here is my 1 portion shaded. And that's all I really want to do. Boom, shaded in. Okay. I know I messed up a little bit, but it's okay. All right, moving on. So now I have 4 parts, and we count them 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 parts, right? I'm gonna shade in how many parts am I gonna shade in this time? I'm gonna shade in only 3 parts. Great job. So go ahead and shade in 3 parts. We're gonna do a quick shade. Shade, 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 shade. Got the idea. Okay, I left 1 part unshaded. Moving over, how many parts do I have here? 4 parts. My bottom number is 4, right? And I'm gonna shade in, how many parts do I shade in? I'm only gonna shade in 1 part. My top number, whatever my top number is, that's how much I'm going to shade in. So I'm just gonna shade 1 portion. Derp, 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 derp. Boom, easy peasy. All right, we're on down here now. I have how many parts? 4 parts, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. My bottom number tells me how many parts I have. My top number tells me how many I need to shade in. So I'm shading in how many parts? 2. Now look what I'm gonna do here. I'm gonna be a little tricky. Ooh. Is this still correct? It sure is. I shaded in 2 parts. It doesn't have to be next to each other. It just has to be 2 parts. So I shaded in 2 parts. It still works. All right. Ooh, this is a big one. I have how many parts? 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm shading in how many squares? 5. All right, so let's go ahead and shade in 5 squares. There's 3 shaded. Let's do this one. That is 4. And this one makes 5. 5 shaded. All right. Again, I have how many parts? 6 parts. I'm gonna shade in how many? 4. Go ahead and shade in 4 parts. I'm gonna do a little design for this one. Boom. 1, 2, 3, 4. That is still 4, 6. Doesn't matter what it looks like. Doesn't matter what parts shaded in, as long as I have 4 shaded in and 6 are unshaded. Okay. All right. Let's move on to the next ones. I'm going to have you do these ones by yourself. Go ahead and pause my video and come back when you are finished. Okay, so I finished mine. So you can see, oops, sorry, I don't know what happened there. There we go. Okay, I finished mine, so you can see what I have going on. So I have 3/4, right? I have 4 parts, I colored in 3, right? Here I have 12 parts for my bottom number. I colored in 7. I have 8 parts here. I kind of did a little checkered board. So I had to color in 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Same down here. I have 8 parts. I had to color in 7. I have 4 parts here, color in 3, and then I have 8 parts here, color in 3 also. Remember, it doesn't have to be, most times when you see a fraction like shaded, it's going to look like this one or like this one or this one, gonna look very clean and together. But on test, they do fractions like this or like this to try to trick you. Okay, don't let it trick you. It can still equal the exact same thing. It's just split up a little bit differently. Okay, so be aware of that on your test. All right, great job on that one. Let's move on to another page. So here we're doing the opposite of what we just did. So now they shaded it for us, and now we're looking for a number. So I am going to get my drawing marker, my drawing part again. It's so much fun. And I'm going to, there's my mouse. Sorry, mouse works better for this part. I'm going to write the fraction with you guys. So let's count the units first. How much is the whole thing worth? So 1, 2, 3, 4. So my bottom number is going to be 4. I put my fraction bar, and let's count how many are shaded. My shaded portion is going to be my top number. So there's 1, 2. So my fraction is 2/4, and that's what I'm writing. 2/4 is my fraction. Okay, we're not going to, some of you are so smart and you're probably in Saxon already and you would simplify. For this portion, And on your core knowledge test, you don't have to simplify. So don't worry about that. Just write whatever the answer is. As a matter of fact, if you simplify, you might not find your answer. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, that's totally okay because you're going to learn about that later also. All right, let's keep going. Let's count to find out what our bottom number is, right? What our denominator is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 is my denominator, my bottom number, and my numerator is my top number. Let's count how many is shaded. How many? 6. Great job. So my answer is 6/8. Let's try this one. Count my whole number first, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is my bottom number. And my top number is how many is shaded. How many are shaded? 4. Perfect. All right. If you would like to pause my video and do the rest on your own, you're welcome to. If you still feel a little bit unsure, I'm going to run through a couple more with you. I'm going to go a little bit faster. Okay, so I have is find my whole number. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 is my whole number. And how many are shaded? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So my number is 5/8. Here, my whole number is what? 2. And how many are shaded? Just 1. Easy peasy. 1, my whole number. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And how many is shaded? 4. Perfect. Okay, now I want you to pause my video and do the rest on your own. Go ahead. Okay, so I have all the answers here, so you can go through and check what you did. I don't know why it keeps doing that. So sorry. All right, so I have all my answers here, so you can go through and you can check that. So I have 6/12, 3/4, 2/4, 3/4 again, 1/4, and 10/16. Remember, I'm just counting my whole number for all of my boxes or triangles or squares or whatever it might be, and then writing how many was shaded on top. And look at how they did this one. So all of these look normal. This one looks kind of checkerboard, right? It's still a fraction. It can still be separated. They're trying to trick you. Don't let them trick you. So again, I counted. I have 12 squares altogether, but only 6 of them are shaded in. I have 4 squares altogether, but only 3 are shaded. 4 altogether, but 2 are shaded. 4 altogether, 3 are shaded. 4 altogether, 1 is shaded, and then 16 altogether, and 10 being shaded. So that's how I get my fractions. All right, let's go ahead and move on to our next fraction page. Oh, actually, that's it for fractions. Now we just have money, which you should have finished this already. We did money first. And if you are still confused with fractions, feel free to send me an email or your teacher an email or a text message, or we can do a video chat, whatever you need to get a little more information. But also use the link I put in the Google Classroom, and it gives you a fun game to play, which I think is great to get ready for our core math test, which is coming up. All right, guys, talk soon. Miss you guys. Bye.